Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you have been following my journey, you know that I just had my first vaginal birth after 2 C-sections. My girl is about 4 months now, and so I wanted to get on here and film this video before I forgot everything that happened. And so I wanted to do this in case maybe you've had 2 C-sections and you're thinking about or even just 1 C-section and you're thinking about having a vaginal birth. I wanted to kind of document my experiences on what the differences were, because some stuff I just was not prepared for, and I wish somebody would have told me, but whatever. So I'm here to tell you. So I just made a few notes. The first thing I would say is, like, emotionally, the differences. So, like, with my C-section, I felt like, with both of them, really, excuse me guys, with both of them I felt like robbed of an experience. I felt sad. I felt like just so disconnected, like things that I feel like, emotions that I feel like should not be attached with giving birth to your child. Versus when I had a vaginal birth, I felt really like happy and joyful. Like, I know it sounds cheesy, but it was like the opposite of my C-section experience, and I just felt like I could be present and like not, I don't know, it just felt less, like, I guess because I wasn't in an operating room, I wasn't like drugged up, like it just was so different emotionally. Like, especially with my first C-section, I felt like I was in a whirlwind. Like I didn't know what was happening to me because I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea what they were doing. I had no idea what my rights were. I just was like out of control, and that's how I felt. And so that was overwhelming. And then I also carried that with me like for a few months after I had the baby, and I think that led to like just how I handled everything with postpartum anxiety and all that stuff. Like, it was just not good. So I think from an emotional standpoint alone, it's worth it to go for a vaginal birth if you can. Let's see, what else? Okay, so let's get into the physical part of it. Okay, so I need to tell you guys that I had a 2nd-degree tear. That's so important because that's gonna kind of like tell you like my experience, because you probably have a different experience. If you don't tear, it'll probably be better, I imagine, or if you have more of a tear, then it might be a harder experience. I don't know. So I had a 2nd-degree tear, and so something as simple as walking for me was different. So if you watched my birth story, you know that I was like in tears that I got to walk across the street at Target literally 3 days after I gave birth. And for me, that was a huge deal, because I remember with my C-section not even being able to stand up. Like, it was so bad. Like, not being able to stand up without pain, not being able to laugh without like pain. Everything I did was just so painful. Yes, they gave me pain medicine, but I'm not really big on pain medicine. And so everything hurt. Everything hurt. Versus this time around, like, yes, I was still in pain, which was a very, like, honestly, it was a surprise to me that I was still in quite a bit of pain because of the tear. But it was a different type of pain. Like, it just felt so different. And okay, my internal organs, right? Like, if you've had a C-section before, it feels like everything is loose. Like, everything feels loose. And so, this summer I didn't feel like that. Like, I didn't feel like my kidney or bladder or whatever was just like moving around. I didn't feel that way this time. And that felt so, so good. Now, using the bathroom. Nobody warned me about this. It was painful. Like the first time I had to go to the bathroom after having a vaginal birth, I was like, dang, I should have just had a C-section. Like, if it was going to be this bad, like, I should have just had a C-section. But it gets better. Like, give yourself 10 days. 10 days. And honestly, you feel like a different person. It gets so much better. But those first few days going to the bathroom, it burns. It hurts, and then you have to poop for the first time. And I know this is TMI, but you guys need to know this. You have to poop for the first time, and like, oh my gosh, like, it just, everything hurts. Everything hurted, you know what I mean. Everything was just so painful. And I remember the C-section, I don't remember it being that painful going to the bathroom. Maybe, again, it's been a while since I've had one, but I don't remember that experience. And so I think it was a lot better. I think it was painful in a different way, to where it felt like things didn't have a path to go. You get what I'm saying? Because, like, if you were pooping after a C-section, it just really felt like, oh my gosh, everything is still not aligned. And that's what it felt like, to me at least. What else? Okay. Last but definitely not least is sex. It's so different, and I know this might feel like TMI to you, but nobody told me this, and so I feel like I need to tell y'all this. Okay, so C-section, right? I think they release you at like 6 or 8 weeks or whatever, and like emotionally and mentally, like, you're afraid and scared, but physically everything was kind of like the same for me. Like, it wasn't different, right? A vaginal birth, it was horrible. It was scary. It was like, they released me at like the 6th week. It was still painful. We had to wait. And then even when you're not in pain, it feels different. Like, especially if you have stitches, it feels like, oh my gosh, like, things can't stretch and move, if you get what I'm saying, where they need to stretch and move. It was so odd. It was so odd. Things weren't expanding, if you get what I'm saying. And so I was like, oh my gosh, like, is this gonna be my life for the rest of my life? You know what I mean? And so, it's not for the rest of your life. It's temporary. And 4 months later, like, I'm happy to report things are back to normal. But like, you need to know that so you can prepare yourself for it. But ultimately, guys, like, seriously, I would say hands down a vaginal birth over a C-section anytime. Like, anytime. Like, my prayer is that if I have another baby, that is the route that I can go. A C-section feels like surgery. It feels like surgery. And a C-section feels like surgery. And to me, like, a vaginal birth feels like an experience, if that makes sense. So I've had a different type of surgery. So if you've had a different type of surgery, you know what I'm talking about. A C-section feels like surgery, and it hurts, and it takes time to heal, both emotionally and physically, versus a birth. Like, your body was designed to do that. And so if you are going back and forth, like, should I try a VBAC? Should I just sign up for the C-section like they're telling me to do? Like, it's not even worth the fight. It's worth the fight. It's worth the fight. For the experience alone being different, and just the healing process, and how you can just naturally go back. Like, I was walking around my neighborhood in a month. I thought that I would be able to lose weight a lot sooner without a C-section. Like, I thought the snapback would just be faster. That hasn't happened, but that's okay. But seriously though, like, go for it. You can do it. Go for it. Watch my other videos about how, like, I was preparing for my VBAC and, like, the different things that I did. And just really prepare yourself mentally, prepare your heart, and just go for it. Like, if that is your desire, go for it. I say this in all my videos. Pray like it's all on you. Pray like it's all on God, and work like it's all on you. Show up, do the walking, do the stretches, all those different things. Go for your VBAC, girl. It is going to be such a better experience. And comment below if you're going for your VBAC, or if you've had both, and kind of comment, like, what were the differences to you? Like, did I leave something out? Was your experience slightly different? Did you think that your C-section, hands down, would you take that over your vaginal birth? Oh, something else I just thought about. With a C-section, you know when you're having your baby, you go in, it's done. With a vaginal birth, you don't know. So some people, that might be a negative. To me, I think birth's not in our control anyways. It was never meant to be in our control. So to me, that's not a con. But to some people, that's like, they're like, no thanks, I'd rather know when I'm having my baby and what time and when it's all gonna be over. You can be in labor for hours if you have a vaginal birth like I was, or you can be in labor for like an hour. I don't know, but to me, that that's worth it. It doesn't matter if I can't control when my baby comes. That's not worth the pain and all the emotional things I went through for a C-section. So sorry if this felt all over the place. I just wanted to film this in case you guys were wondering. And I said that I would do that in my birth video. I said I would come to you guys with this video, so I wanted to make sure I got it out there for you guys. If you have any questions, like, I'm an open book, obviously. So just comment them below. I will answer them. Like, there's no shame. I feel like we have to help each other with this stuff. But anyways, bye guys. Love y'all. See you in my next video.